Hello, my name is Kevin and this is the Love Decanters channel. So today I'm going to talk about early cream jugs. I don't have that many. In fact, I've got quite a few cream jugs in general, but I'm going to stick with early ones because I don't want to create some huge, long, crazy video about cream jugs going through the ages. So I'm going to split it up a bit. Also, I'm not going to talk about milk jugs. So this is a fairly new thing to me. I was told if it's like a tiny thing like this, that's a cream jug. If it's a bit bigger, more like this, it's a milk jug. So I'm going to do a separate one for milk jugs. And then you've got your lemonades and more some beer jugs and all that kind of stuff. So I have a few, so I'm going to do probably quite a few juggy related videos. But yeah, this is the first one. So this is going to be early cream jugs. What I don't have, just to show you, I have this little book here, Bristol Glass by John Bedford. Yeah, I don't have any of these blue ones or white ones, yeah, because these were a really big collector thing back in the day, back when this book was written, and they were a whacking price. You'd see something like that and it'd be like 100 plus, and I'm talking 20 years ago. So yeah, these were really expensive collector things, and I've never managed to get anything cheap. The two earliest ones have got small cracks in and I've paid almost nothing for them. I feel like I rescued them from certain death because they're just little tiny jugs and the people selling them didn't know what they were, so I got them for almost nothing because they've got a little crack. But anyway, we will shoot along and get into the jugs that I do have, and I'll show you some references to go with them. So here's the first jug I'm going to show you. Yeah, this one's probably about sort of like 1770s, 1780s, maybe 1790s, something like that. It is a sort of like, second half of the 18th century. So it's got a little writhen handle, can you see, or ribbed, a little piggy tail on the end of the handle as well there. See, the handle goes from top to bottom. That's how it's applied. Ribbed body, and it's got a little chip there. It's also got a little crack there, but it only cost me about £2. £2 for a piece of glass, even if it's a little bit damaged. That's probably 250 years old. I'm happy with that. It's quite thin. It won't ring properly because it's got a handle on it, so yeah, jugs tend not to ring. And also it's got a crack there, a little crack there, probably doesn't help it ring either. So yeah, oh, and it's got a very broken pontle mark there. You can scratch your finger on if you want. So yeah, this is a nice little jug. It's a bit like tankards of the period. All it's got is it's basically got a pinch bit in the top there, and it's tiny. You wouldn't want to drink beer out of that because you get hardly anything out of it. Yeah, so so that's the first one I'm going to show you, and I'll show you the John Bedford book again, because it is like the blue ones. It's just that this one's ribbed, but shape wise it's very similar with a big handle and everything. So this is the first reference I'm going to show you that goes with that first jug. Bristol, another class. Bristol relates to blue, the colour blue, by John Bedford. And yeah, so the first jug is very like this. He says it's late 18th century. This one is very like some of the tankards in Bickerton, which are down as late 18th century. So I'm going with that. I think he's dating them sort of like 1770, 1780. So that's the kind of period I'm thinking of. And I think the later jugs are more like this, where there's an angle. So here's the next one I'll show you. This form of jug is usually dated to about 1800. I think I have a reference for it. It's a very nice one. It's got this little ho-ho bird. Usually these are associated with chinoiserie, so it might be earlier because chinoiserie is usually dated sort of like 1770s, 1780s.
I don't think so. I think that's probably 1800 just because of the shape. Yeah, it's still got the little piggy tail, still added from top to bottom. The handle's not as big as the other one. Yeah, it's got a crack too, but this one cost me £3, I think. So, you know, you can't go wrong. Sweet little jug like this. And yeah, this one's only 220 years old, so, you know, I don't think you can go wrong for that money. So the bucket I'm going to show you now is British Glass, 1800s to 1940 by Charles Hajdamach. And yeah, so here we go, is the reference I'm going to use. And they're dating this to 1800 here, and that's very, very close to the shape of the one I was just showing you, with that kind of like ankle there, little stumpy necky bit there. So yeah, I'm happy that it's the same shape as this and it relates to that date. I mean, obviously it feels period, it's got wear and broken pontle and all that, but yeah, you need something that looks like it as well. So here's the next one I'm going to show you, another ribbed one. The handle's a bit plain the way it's done, but it's still top to bottom. I believe this is probably first quarter of the 1900s. I can't find a reference for it at the moment, but there are jugs that are this kind of shape. Usually they're much bigger, beer jugs, this kind of shape, but they're usually bigger. It's got a nice bit of wear where it sits on the table. It's very difficult to see here. A good broken pontle mark. You can see there's also chunks in the glass. So yeah, which kind of, those are the kind of things that do help me date it and say it's earlier, just the look and feel of it. So I didn't pay much for this one either. I think I bought this somewhere for £5 or something. And yeah, this one's in good condition, so there's no damage. You always have to watch for the little cracks. With the way this handle's applied like this, either they used to crack just here, or they crack here more frequently than they do when the handle's applied at the bottom and then dragged round to the top. It's just, I think that's why they changed the way they make them. Just this style of handle is more likely to break, and when they do break, you're going to lose the bulk of the value. So if you've got a crack here, crack in there, don't expect to pay hardly anything unless the jug is super fantastic. So here's the last jug I'm going to show you. Yeah, this is another sweet one, and yeah, because I don't collect jugs really, but when I see something for a couple of pounds, this I think is really nice. And even if it is Japanese, if it's just a really good example, I can take it and use it on my website as a reference. You can see this one has got a crack here, but yeah, it was only a couple of pounds. So this type of tableware came in the 1830s. I don't think I have an exact reference for a jug, but you've got this big open kind of thing like the other one I was just showing you, which makes me think, yeah, like the early beer jugs, but it's tiny. Yeah, so this kind of ribbed ware went on until 1880s, but I don't think this is that. I think this is much earlier, just because of the shape of the thing. And I'll show you a reference for this kind of, because like they made decanters like with this kind of ribbing, starting from the 1830s. There were bell-shaped decanters, so you know that bit of it there, that bit that you see at the bottom is exactly just as it would be in the decanters, and then you'd get this bell-shaped decanter with an opposing stopper facing the other way. So yeah, that's all of the ones I'm going to show you. I hope you like this. Oh, and just to illustrate what I was talking about earlier, this is one of those same ribbed ware type thing that would start in the 1830s. I think this is probably a little bit later with these notches and stuff, but not much later. And yeah, look at the size of this. This is not a big jug, because look at, I mean, yeah, I've got quite big hands. I'm biggish person, but look at the size, how much you can get into that compared to that. So this is a milk jug, this is a cream jug. Okay, so I just thought I'd do that comparison for you.
So there you have it. I was hoping to show you a reference for this pillar moulding from the 1830s. I can't find it now. I distinctly remember it because I saw it in the book and thought, wow, I thought those were later. I thought they were more mid. But no, these were being made, this kind of pillared ware, and like the milk jug I showed you as well, was being made from the 1830s. It's in an absolute pellet description, I think, from 1840s, but somewhere floating around in one of my books there's an advert for it, and yeah, but they were still advertising it in 1880s. But I'm fairly happy this is a nice early one because of the way this shape here is. So anyway, so I hope you like that. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be doing more on cream jugs as well. So yeah, if you particularly like cream jugs, like and subscribe, remember.